We're gonna do a 35 roll in first gear. 1, 2, 3.
Each other's hearts. It's a cold-blooded love. It's a cold-blooded love. Let's break each other's hearts. It's a cold-blooded love.
Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel and you're into cars, specifically Corvettes, yellow Corvettes, hit that subscribe button. Today I am going to flush my clutch fluid out. Going to my buddy Jacob's. If you don't know who he is, he has a atomic orange C6 Corvette. I think his is 08 or 09. But anyways, we go over to his house, gonna swap the clutch fluid out, and I figured I haven't really done a POV drive with a car, so I kind of wanted to show you and talk to you what it's like to drive a C6 Corvette that has 500 wheel horsepower. So without further ado, let's hop on in. Okay, kind of jumped ahead of myself a little bit there. But again, if you're new to the channel, I have an 09 C6 Corvette. It's the LS3. It has a TIC Stage 3 performance cam and some headers and a tune. The car is producing 510 horsepower to the wheels, 491 foot-pound of torque. It is my daily driver. This particular one has over 100,000 miles. It just clocked over about 2 or 3 weeks ago. It just kind of goes to show, Chevy Power, man, it can be reliable too. Okay guys, it's probably going to be a little hard to see on this video. Or I'm sorry, it's probably not going to be hard to see. It's going to be hard to hear. I have not got a mic yet. I've tried looking and I've been too lazy to buy one online. I'm not very patient. And I cannot find one in store anywhere because on the GoPro Hero 5 Session, it takes a Type-C cable. And apparently it is hard to find a Type-C cable to auxiliary for a mic. But I'm working on it. Give me some time. It's going to happen. So I might be screaming a little bit in the video, and it might have terrible audio quality, but nonetheless, I'm still going to have a video. So again, this is my Corvette. It is a 6-speed manual version. You got to have the manual if you got a sports car, in my opinion. But without further ado, let's go ahead and fire it on up. Get rolling. Alright, so when I bought this car, it was 100% stock. Shut that glove box there. When I bought the car, it's 100% stock. I bought it a year ago, last week. I've had great fun with the car. Even in stock form, this car is a lot of fun, but just driving it now, it woke the car up. Now granted, on bottom end, it suffered a little bit, but when you rev it out, it is a ton of fun. But this car just shifts so smooth. If you're ever in the market to buy a C6 Corvette, do it, I'm telling you. They're reliable. I've got over 100,000 miles on this one and it's still going good. The only thing I've had to replace on it in a year of ownership is a starter. And by the way, they're not expensive and you can do it yourself, I promise. I don't have any kind of special tools. I don't have a special garage. All I had was a regular jack stands. I jacked it up, took the old starter off, put in the new one. Is $120. You can see she gets a little squirrely sometimes. This is something you also probably can't see from your point of view, but the car does have a heads-up display. I might kind of squeeze down. You might be able to see it, maybe. But yeah, it does have the heads-up display, which is a nice feature. Another particular misconception about Corvettes is that the interiors are cheap. Which, yes, it is cheap, but I'm telling you, it's really not as bad as everybody makes it out to be. Yes, the steering wheel came straight out of a Chevy Cobalt, but at the end of the day, it's a steering wheel. It's not the worst I've ever seen. Granted, I will say the earlier generation C6, the 05 model, I believe, had a steering wheel exclusive to the Corvette, but honestly, I mean, it was uglier than this one. I think it may only be on the Corvette, but it's still uglier. I'd still rather have the old Cobalt steering wheel here. Yeah, I mean, the gears in this car are just so smooth. This car's got the TR6060 transmission. It's basically just a beefed up version of the T56, but the T56 transmission is good as well. The clutch is super light in this car too. I mean, I drove my friend's Honda Civic, and it was stock. It didn't have like a stage clutch or anything, and it wasn't heavy, but it was still heavier than this is. That's that Pumpkin Spice SI, if you're wondering, if you know who that is. If you guys have watched the channel for a while, you'll know who I'm talking about, old Josh Blair. Yeah, right now I'm on the way to O'Reilly's. We're going to go pick up some clutch fluid. If you're new to the channel and you haven't checked out David's channel, I'm going to put a link down in the description, but go down there and check out his channel. He's got a 5th gen Camaro. It's a 2010, which was mostly stock. He had an intake and an exhaust, but we just dropped it off yesterday at Aquadale Speed Shop in Norwood, or Aquadale, to get his cam put in. It's the same guy who installed my cam. I wanted to kind of help send him some business. He's a nice guy, so David went and took his business to him. But hopefully he should get that back by the end of the week, and that car is going to be pretty nasty. I can't wait to hear it. I'm going to stop in O'Reilly's here real fast. Grinning ear to ear right here, staring at us. Look at him. Have a good one, buddy. Alright, so this is something kind of cool, to me at least. So with this car, with it being cammed, I found this out just playing with it. But if you put the car in 6th and just let the clutch out, no cruise control, no nothing, it'll hold the car at 40 miles an hour, or sometimes it'll go a little more, just off the rotation and lift of the cam. I thought that was cool. It's kind of like cruise control. This is cam cruise control. Gotta kick it under the bridge here. Oh yeah. These cars are great. The torque comes in nice and good. It's very linear. The LS engine is such a linear engine. The power is just all the way through the power band. I've drove some other cars where the power comes in the middle, especially turbo car. Well, some turbo cars. It depends on what it is. I know I drove a stock Mazda Speed 3, and it was just the weirdest thing, because when I drove it, it had nothing at like between 2,000 and 3,000 RPMs, and then from 3,000 RPMs to like 4,505, it pulled really hard, and then it just fell on top. Now, for those who have modified ones, I don't know, I've never drove one. That's just one thing I didn't particularly like about that Mazda Speed that I drove. I actually have a buddy who's been on the channel. His name's Noah. He's got a Mazda Speed 3. I don't know what his drive's like, but I know when I drove that other one, that's the only thing I didn't like about the cars. I love the Mazda Speed 3. It's an awesome little hatchback, and it's different. You don't really see them. You don't really see them a whole lot. You see plenty of Hondas and stuff, and you see plenty of Mazda 3s, but you don't really see a ton of Mazda Speed 3s. I know they're out there. You just don't see, like, you don't see them everywhere. So I kind of like it. It has a little bit of a rare factor. Even though it's not a super expensive car, it's still a little rare, or more rare than a regular car. And when we get on this road up here, I'll kick it. Hold that 5 seconds. If you've never driven a Corvette, cut traction control all the way off. I'm drifting, but it's the name of the game. Try to let this car up here go a little bit. I'll try to get first and second. I don't know if I can make it to third with him in front of us. All right, so the car's probably going to spin, but we're going to kick it anyway. We're going to do a 35 roll in first gear. 1, 2, 3. Alright guys, we're back at Jacob's house. Before we start with trying to flush the clutch fluid out, I wanted to show you guys Jacob's Eagle Eye lights. He got them from Vet Lights, right? Got them from Vet Lights. You can see here. Oh, that's sexy. It looks so good. Got the LED reverse lights. Look at all that. So I've tried putting it off, tried putting it off. Leave a comment in the comment section if you think I should go with the Eagle Eye lights. I like the red because everybody else does blacks, but obviously they do it for a reason. It looks good. All right guys, so in the first steps of this, you got to get some shop towels and set them on your fender here. This stuff is corrosive to your paint. All right, now that we got that out of the way, we're ready to start. We're gonna start pumping out some of this old fluid out of the reservoir here. Oh yeah, beautiful. Okay, now our next step, we're gonna take a towel and we're gonna try to get all the excess out. And we're gonna do this, you're gonna repeat these steps until it's clear, but we do gotta pump the clutch to work the rest of it out as well. See there, still got some in the bottom. Gotta get all of that shit out. Get a little finger in action. Oh yeah. And for those of you that don't know, you're supposed to turn clockwise. It helps out a lot. See how much more he got because he went clockwise right there? Clean as a whistle. Now you go clockwise on the first one. On the second round you go counter. That way you're going to break it back and forth. Yeah, there you go. And that got up the excess. Perfect. Perfect, buddy. All right, hey guys, I want to apologize to my followers. I almost forgot something. This cap right here, got to clean it too. Everything's got to be clean. Pull the boot off there. You can see Jacob's doing a marvelous job. This is what Corvette buddies are for. Beautiful. Okay. Next step, we're going to pour this in the reservoir here. If you really want to get it right, you can stick your finger in between the minimum and maximum level. Make sure you get it right. Make sure there's no deception in there. You know how water and liquids can kind of throw off the depth if you're above it. We're not going to do that, but if you're meticulous, you will do that. Okay, this is probably, I would say, the most important step. This is where we're going to pump the clutch, and there is a exact number of pumps you have to do for this to work the way it's supposed to do. Alright, the wheel doesn't have to be straight, doesn't have to be in gear, but here's what we're going to do, okay? We're going to pump it 37 times. Write that down, and you need to count, make sure you get them right. 37, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the magic number. We're going to get back out and check and see what we've got. Alright, so you can see here, we got her done real good. We got her cleared out. I'll pop her off just so you can see. Saw how dirty it was before, and you see how clean it is now. You can see straight to the bottom. If you want to know how to make the power, that's what you do right there. For ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is how you make power in your ALS. On a serious note, I'm gonna have to get some headers soon. These eBay shitty headers ain't doing too hot. Rubbing up against my drive line there. That is not good. Not good at all. Alright, thank you guys for watching the channel today. We definitely appreciate it. If you would, please drop a big thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe. As always, have a good day, and we'll catch you next time.